What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader here with a pretty cool video about how I gave a briefcase full of cash to Mark Croock, roughly 12 grand, 12,400 to be exact. That's what I started with 20 plus years ago with my bar mitzvah money. And I gave it to him because, you know, he trades options on higher price stocks, but he's using my patterns. Like he's using the 7-step framework on these higher priced stocks, but you know, trading their options, so they're basically like low priced assets. And this video is all about what he's done with it. And I think it's fantastic because there are so many different ways to slice and dice these patterns. Frankly, I'm just overwhelmed. You know, this has been a crazy market with, you know, more plays and more students than I can handle. So this is what I love seeing. You know, I love seeing students take my lessons, take my strategies, and apply it to whatever works for them. Okay, there's no magic formula. Not everyone's just going to become a millionaire. You know, money's not raining down from the sky. Never forget, 90% plus of traders lose. But when you watch this video, pay close attention to see what Mark has done with these patterns, with the setups, and applied it to his very own unique strategy. And that's what I really want people to learn. I don't think that anybody should ever, you know, follow anybody else's alerts. You should learn to become self-sufficient. Why are we, you know, in a stock? What is our mindset? What is our plan? And then you take a little bit from each and every fully transparent trader, and you basically create your own strategy. All my top students are self-sufficient. They don't need me. They don't need Mark Croock. They don't need anybody. And that's what I want for you. And I know this is kind of a longer way, like a more frustrating way of trying to learn, but trust me, that is what pays off the most in the long run. Treating this as a marathon, not a sprint. It's not about, you know, how much money you make or lose in the beginning. Again, most traders lose overall, but almost everyone loses in the beginning. So trade small, paper trade, do what you have to do to learn, and then you learn what not to do in the beginning, ideally with a small account, and then, you know, you have what works best for you over time. So check out what Mark has to say, study up. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
All right, Mark Croock here with Evolve Trader. I wanted to go over my small account that I started at $12,400 just a few months ago, back in October. And fast forward to the end of the year. Today is January the 4th. And by December 31st, I had grown this account by 749%. So we're going to go over some of these trades, and all these trades are alerted real time to Evolve Trader members. And this $12,000 account is specifically designed to teach members and subscribers how to grow a small account. And 749% few months, $87,000 in profits off of $12,000, just incredible. But keep in mind, we've been in a very, very volatile market. Lots of supernovas, lots of crazy market action, and that's what sometimes is necessary to really grow an account like this. And the beautiful thing is, I've only really traded just a handful of setups, and December really was the biggest month. You can see 470% return on the account, November 98%, October 32%. So things really heated up dramatically. A lot of traders, if you go on Twitter, are celebrating and, you know, pounding their chests for the incredible month that it was. And, you know, that's great, but you got to learn to preserve capital, take trades one at a time. Don't get overconfident. I use a momentum strategy that's really used in penny stocking, if you will, and very similar with the Timothy Sykes strategy that I, you know, began with many years ago and kind of evolved, hence evolvetrader.com. So congrats to so many subscribers who really grew their accounts tremendously, learned a lot. A lot of traders who have not traded options are really understanding how this all works, and that's just so important. My job is to show you guys how to take advantage of this volatility, trade higher priced stocks that you otherwise would not be able to trade if you were not trading the options. So just an incredible few months it has been, and now I'll show you guys some of the trades. I have these sorted by the gains, and you can see that Zoom video is one of our biggest, or one of my biggest alerts. Only a $10,000 cost basis, ended up making roughly $22,000 on the 350 puts, and I'll show you the chart right here. You can see that Zoom video, one of the most volatile and incredible charts of 2020, offered a lot of different entries, whether you were buying breakouts or shorting a first red week, first red day. I decided that this was a critical area here, 380, and it broke down very nicely. This is a weekly chart. If you look at the daily chart, this 380 support right in here, kind of a triple bottom here until it finally cracked, and then it just fell over down to the 330. So I made 22,000 on that, alerted that real time. Tesla, one of the most volatile ones that I've been trading as well. You can see that this one I made $14,500 on, and this really was a first red day. If we go back to more recent chart, you can see here it was overextended in the 650s, and it was a first red day. Very similar strategy that I use for shorting regular stocks, small caps, penny stocks, etc. And it works on Tesla, as I explained in my boot camp that is available to subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, consider it. Consider subscribing here at evolvetrader.com. Join my newsletter for some really good topics that I cover, I should say, on a weekly basis. So this broke support in the 630s, first red day, ended up coming down to the 580s. So in the small account, I made roughly 14,000. I do trade these plays in my bigger account as well, so I think I made roughly 30,000. But let's talk about a couple others. QS. This one was an overextended alternative energy play, battery play. I made 10,000 on this one, and this one was overextended. Take a look at the chart. Just went full supernova from 70 to 120. Now it's crashing as insiders cash out. I should have, shoulda, coulda, woulda been short over the weekend in anticipation of insiders who are selling shares. But I did nail this 3-day consolidation break right in here when it dropped from 112 down to it actually hit 94 that day. So I made roughly 10,000 on that trade. So just between QS, Zoom, and Tesla, that was $50,000. And you can see how quickly you can grow a small account when these type of plays pop up. Couple others that I wanted to go over. We had Riot, some $6 calls that I bought some time back. Made 5,600 when Bitcoin was breaking out. Tried a short on it and ended up making a few $1,000, but I was way too early and realized that very quickly, so I was out pretty quick. GSX, I think this was a bounce play. I'm not going to get into the details, but GSX was a bounce play after the stock had already crashed off of the one. Well, I'll bring it up real quick just to show you guys. But let's see here. That was right in here. So GSX had crashed and started. Well, let's see. Made so many trades this year that it's hard to remember. October 16th, $110 calls. Okay, so that was right in here when it was bouncing and breaking through this resistance zone in 106 at the 106 level. The longer term chart, it was already broken, but it was breaking through a key resistance point, and I ended up taking a nice win there on GSX for 3,400. And then you can see the rest of the trades, fairly small. Traded mRNA a few times, made 2,500. That was a volatile stock. I was trading puts on that one. BLDP made roughly $3,000 buying some calls as it was breaking out with plug. Shorted plug when it was reversing, and that made 3,000 there. So a lot of the alternative energy plays, that was the momentum sector to focus on, and that's exactly what I did. All real-time alerts. For those of you that are considering joining, these are all real-time alerts that I do, and I provide watch lists every week. Keeping subscribers aware and alert of the best potential plays. And, not every play is a winner. I've had some losers, a couple of losses on DraftKings and BLNK, which I ended up being right on. I was buying $35 calls. Those that, Blink ended up going to $55, but just a little early on the play. Again, I don't alert every single one of these, but the majority of them I do. They're all in my watch list. I comment on them typically pre-market or the night before or intraday, and that's really how I've done. How I've grown this account tremendously over the last few weeks, especially the last few weeks of the year, and it just goes to show you that growing a small account is a byproduct of focusing on the best setups and executing when the triggers, when the price triggers come through, and that's really what I'm watching very closely on plays like this. First red days, breakouts. That's really the core of the strategy, as I explained in the boot camp. And just so much opportunity. But if you focus on the right plays, you will grow your account tremendously. This is a pretty good job, I would say, that I did. I think I could have done even better, but nevertheless, growing a small account is the key to ultimately gaining more confidence and then building to a seven-figure account. And that's what I've done across 2020. Between all the accounts, I made roughly 1.3 million, and a lot of that was in options. Obviously not just in this account. I trade bigger positions in my larger account, and just really important to focus on teaching the basics and how to grow a small account, and that's what I've done here. So leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to reach out, and just looking forward to a fantastic 2021. I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity in this market, whether it's on the long side, whether it's on the short side. That is why buying calls, buying puts is the core of my strategy on these volatile plays that are primed for big moves, both to the upside and to the downside. So thanks for tuning in, and look forward to seeing subscribers at my next webinar for those that are subscribed to webinars, and hope everyone has a great, great new year ahead.